We are almost done with our time here at Dynamy, no doubt. This time was more valuable for some people more than others, but I think we all learned something, at least semi-valuable, from it.
See, some of the things that I can think of right now include using household appliances. It's one thing. There's using public transit, and that's another thing. And then some budgeting things as well. Learning how to manage money and stuff like that.
Had a good time with my job. Everything was great with my job. Got to make a lot of cool connections. Got to meet a lot of cool hockey players on the railers. It was really cool. Got to get up close and work with the media. That was all great. One thing I was able to learn though was just how to work and be resourceful when things in my house went down, because they were never working. My house never had things that worked, so I was always able to be resourceful, and that's probably the biggest thing I learned at Dynamy.
I think I learned a little bit more about just the real world in general. I worked some kind of like different jobs before, but never in like a business setting. So I've worked at 141 Creative, which was a web design company, and I worked at WCRN Radio, which was a radio station, and currently I'm working at WCCA TV, which is like public broadcast network. I would definitely say that like WCCA, or just like the television company, definitely had more of like an office space type setting. I've done a lot more like paperwork there, or like I had to go to a meeting at like City Hall. That definitely looked a little bit more like how a job in the real world would look. I mean, I've never been in a setting like that before. That was like the first time I've ever really like seen that kind of, it was just different. I definitely enjoyed more of a casual setting, but it was still good to like try that out, see what it was like. Yeah.
And what did I learn? So after the Railers, I interned at Worcester Mixed Martial Arts, and it was pretty cool. I managed their social media, I got to edit videos, and I got to train in jiu-jitsu for like 5 days out of the week, and I got to use all their like extra gym equipment that they had, which was really nice of them. I was just straight chilling for most of the time. They never really specifically had anything for me to do, so I just sort of went my own direction and did whatever I thought was valuable with my time. And of course, if they like needed help with anything like cleaning the gym or like doing intro lessons for new people, I would help out with that. The only real problem I had with it was the ride back home, because I had to ride my bike to and from. So if it was ever particularly windy or rainy or cold, it would just suck even more. And there was like this big hill it just never got easier to go up. My legs would be like weak after riding up it, and I'd have to like go super slow to let my legs rest for like a while after I would come up over the hill. But other than that, it was pretty awesome. I just got to like do what I love for a few weeks. But it also taught me a lot, not only practical skills for breaking people's limbs and choking them out, but also in life and how to move through life. Lesson number 1 is you're gonna get your ass kicked. It's just sort of gonna happen. You can't avoid it. And the best thing you can really do is just be prepared to bounce back when it happens. And that's easier said than done, because sometimes you really just do want to give up, and sometimes it really is just easier to. But if you keep going, then there could be a pretty sweet reward at the end, you know? I got my ass kicked almost every day I was in jiu-jitsu, but you know, it's more about just getting your ass kicked less the next time you encounter a similar situation. So lesson number 2 is when to be present. What jiu-jitsu really taught me was being present in the moment and not panicking, because you need to pay attention to what's going on to understand what's happening to you and how to fix it and how to get out of it. So yeah, if you are panicking, you're not present. If not in the moment, you're not going to absorb the information that's being given to you, and who knows when you might need that later. Lesson number 3 is you're just not always gonna be happy. That's just sort of how it is. You can't force yourself to be happy, it just sort of happens when it happens. But what you can do is just make sure that you've put in all the effort you can. Make sure that whatever you're doing was worth your time, and that whatever you do in your day makes that day worth waking up for. Make sure you're glad you got out of bed at the end of the day, because you might not always be happy with what you did, but you can always say that, yeah, what I did was worth it at least. I think Dynamy was a lot like the Adventure Challenge. I didn't particularly enjoy it, but I'm glad I did it. And don't get me wrong, there were parts of it that I did enjoy, but holistically I can't say it was a pleasant experience. I guess that's just sort of life. You take a chance and on whatever it is, on an experience, a job, whatever, and you have to find the value in it, even if it doesn't work out. And I think I got a lot of value out of my internships. I think I made the right choices when it came to those. I didn't necessarily enjoy one more than the other, but I did enjoy both of them, just in different ways. And yeah, I think it's really just up to you to determine the value of what you got out of this, what you might get out of a different job or a different field of work or whatever. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I gotta say.